So हैदराबादी में कहते हैं आई थिंक दवा से ज्यादा दुआ काम करती है, and that's exactly the message that you guys have just conveyed. Coming back to the second catchy word that I read, care friend. Ritika, tell me about care friend.
So the care manager is the proxy child, and the care friend is the proxy grandchild. So they come in as the grandchildren. So as I mentioned before, that most of these elderly don't have their children staying with them, and even their grandchildren, but they miss them. I'm sure, like you all know that, and that's where we've brought this service in, where we provide the proxy grandchildren. Those are the care friends. Now, who are those people? Those children are the ones who are, graduates or not, but young children, youngsters, and they come and spend time with the elderly, watch a movie together, or go to a restaurant, go for walks. There was one care friend in Bangalore who actually helped this lady because she wrote an autobiography, if I'm not mistaken, and she helped her write that. And that lady unfortunately passed away.
Soon after
she started helping her. And this care friends took it on herself to get it published, the book published, which I thought was the sweetest thing that anyone could have done, for an elderly person. And that's the service that we provide, is that of a care friend.
So do these care friends, is it a voluntary assignment, or they make some pocket money?
They do make some pocket money, because after all, they are spending time, their own time, their precious time, and also money on the conveyance, right? So that it is a pocket money for them, but honestly, most of these children love spending time with these old people. They just love it. And especially this, I feel the new generation, I think they're more empathetic. I mean, I'm sure we all are empathetic, but this new generation, what we've noticed also, is that they're ready to do it. Like, you offer this to them and they say, yeah, we're ready. So, yeah.
Get elders online.
All right. So this is an extremely wonderful concept. There are two parts of it. The first part is to help the elder or the senior citizen learn how to use things as simple as WhatsApp or Facebook or even Instagram if they are, so inclined. Zoom, Skype, Google Meet, so that they can be in touch with their family that's really, really far away. So that is Get Elders Online. At the same time, for example, now we are now planning the Week of Wellness, where we invite our senior citizens and anyone else who would like to be a part of it. We have talks by interesting people, that would be of interest to them, or play dumb charades online, sing songs, antakshari, anything that would help them in many ways allay the loneliness that many of them feel, So very much like the care friend would go there and spend time playing board games or, all the other things that Ritika mentioned, this would also help them to meet a larger community of people outside their own little comfort zones, and to help them move out of this comfort zone, meet new people, and maybe make friendships that they never thought that they would make again. So that is what we mean by Get Elders Online. Not only about the boring, teach them how to use Zoom and Skype and WhatsApp, but also do interesting things with them where they have an outlet to sing, to dance, to talk, to explain to other people about the kind of life they've led, because many of them have had really interesting lives. But we have a tendency, and I'm saying India, it could be the rest of the world, I don't know enough about it, but I do know that in India, once I reach the age of 70, my only aim in life is to sit in the puja room or watch serials or cook for my husband. I have no other life. Why?
And what about the neurosurgeon when we spoke to him about the said,
Yeah.
like, a couple of neurosurgeons that we spoke to
Yeah.
said that, a lot of people after a certain age become very insular, and they just don't want to meet people. They don't want to go out. And that results actually in them getting dementia and Alzheimer's, So that plays a major role, right? So zero social life.
Yeah.
Zero social life, just being, insular and doing nothing about it.
And
dementia.
shoved into a corner. So we encourage not only mental activity but physical as well. So right now at the moment we are putting out exercises to stop you from getting things like arthritis, how to exercises so that you don't fall down and get hurt. So basically help an elder or a senior citizen lead a full life no matter how old they actually are.
Wow, nice.
Thank you.
Curita Serviti. Cura Civic. Congratulations, both of you. You guys are doing a wonderful job. But this is an eye-opener for me. Guys, Cura Servitian, please check it out.
No, there's nothing to check out. You have to check out Elderaid.
All right. Now, I have two serious questions. Yes. We'll go one after the other. The first one is, I have a 90-year-old mother. I would not dream of, staying separately. We stayed together all our lives. But there are cases where old ladies, or because the younger generation, they do not wish to live with their parents. And a lot of parents, especially Punjabis and those variety, they feel disowned.
That's not fair.
They feel a bit disowned at, being separated from the children. So, how do you help? I mean, have you come across such cases? And how do you help those people, elderly people, overcome that feeling of being disowned?
Okay, so quite frankly, first of all, is for the family, or even if the old person is financially independent.
You already told me that there would be practical circumstances that they would have to do it.
Yeah.
But even then, some parents feel disowned.
Yes, they do. There is no doubt about it. I wouldn't like to give you any examples, but we have many. Because we know how many children have left their parents and gone away. And maybe I would like to say that it's unfair to even blame the children, because I have better prospects abroad. I've got a job abroad, so I've had to move with my family. And unfortunately, my mother or my father has not wanted to move with me because they are within their own little comfort zone.
Emotional attachment.
So it's So I want to stay in my own house. I'm not going to go to America or England or whatever it is. So that is why organizations like Elderaid are so important for their mental well-being, if I may use that word. There are many children who have left and gone away and are not really bothered. Many of our clients pay for the services we provide with their own pension, from their own pensions, because they find that it helps them. It gives them a crutch that they don't have. But then again, we also have many children who pay for this because they can't come back, because they've made a life for themselves. They have their jobs there. And then many of them have become citizens of the other country. So, what do? And then the mother doesn't want to go there. The father, like I gave you that example of the gentleman with dementia who came back saying, no, I want to stay here with the tall man, So, yes, there are downsides to it, but there are explanations for all of it. I don't want to say that they have disowned their parents, but yes, many parents have been left behind.
So you have by and large succeeded in getting that feeling of being disowned out of the way.
Yeah.
Over a period of time.
We hope so. I mean, that's definitely one of our aims.
Without having to, take any credit for it, but as when we started this, Curacivich, when we started this franchise of Eldorade, we had a client, widower, from the Air Force, retired Air Force officer, and he had one daughter, stayed in Germany, and when he was there with her, he had a stroke. And because things are very expensive there, medical care is very expensive, he wanted to come back. You know, they have that ECHS option for them. But he was extremely angry with his daughter. Extremely angry with his daughter, where he refused to even communicate. So, and the reason he contacted us was because one of his friends mentioned Eldorade to him. He was in hospital, by the way, at that time. A rehab center.
He had a stroke.
So he was in a rehab center. And when he called me, and the first thing we find out is like, what about your other family members? And believe you me, he said, I have no one. The first time when I spoke to him. So I was unaware, and I didn't know that he had a daughter, which I got to know much later through another friend of his, by the way. And then when he came back home, Mondra and I, and along with our care manager, helped him, come back home, got his house in order before he came back home. And that's when we sat down. And while talking to him, that's when he mentioned his daughter. And we were like, what? You have a daughter? And he was so angry. And then we realized that it's also the stroke and also the old age. Because the expectations, of course, they're high, right? And that I'm sure the daughter did as much as, she could do possibly. So then we messaged her saying that your dad is all right. We somehow my care manager managed to get the number from his phone after seeking his permission, of course. And we messaged saying that your dad is all right. He's back home. And that is when she replied saying, thank you very much. And then they started talking.
Yeah. So lovely.
Yeah. That
right.
was a success story.
Now, okay. So I'm sure this made a big impact in your lives. Tell me a little more that this activity how long have you been doing this? 3 years?
Yeah, yes.
Have you guys changed over the last 3 years because of what you do? Or what you were earlier?
I would like to say no, but perhaps yes, we have. But I will tell you this, and I'll try not to cry. Ritika and I have lost our parents. And Ritika, because she lived here, parents lived with her brother. Me, because I lived here and my parents lived with my sister in Dehradun. I know how tough it was for them, for her brother and my sister, to look after their parents alone. Now, whenever Ritika and I were needed, we would obviously rush there. But again, getting help is really, really tough. So while we do the proxy child and the proxy grandchild, we also provide caretakers and nurses and things like that. And these are services that we have used and know, therefore, the importance of it. How has it changed me? It has, from a kind of social perspective, it has made me more aware of the needs of the elderly. I mean, we always think, we know everything and we know what we need, or we know what our parents need or other people's parents need, and, why didn't she do that and why didn't he do that? But for me, I have suddenly found so many parents that in many ways, while I miss my mother and father, I have so many more. And that's how that has changed me. Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a little senti.
Buddy, excuse me.
Make it light now.
Excuse me.
So, no, I enjoyed it. How do you guys team up, double up as a team, and how you divide your work? What do you look after and what do you have?
To put it very, very, straightforward, she does the tough bit, which is looking after getting our training institutes to provide us with the right candidate for caretakers and nurses, so that they are the right fit for the client that we have. And these are usually bedridden, dementia, those who need a lot of care. And of course, the finances. She's a financial wizard. She's just amazing with numbers. I'm useless. I, on the other hand, look after the care manager side of it. And we share the care friends side of it. So I would help. For example, she's constantly on the phone, trying to find the right training institute for the right caretaker or nurse from this particular training institute who would provide the right caretaker for a particular client. Am I right? And I would, on the other hand, make sure that doctor's appointments are done properly, that the care manager goes to a certain place at a certain time. So we have more or less demarcated it down, but there are overlaps. Obviously, there are bound to be overlaps when we have so many clients. There are times when I'm not available, so she takes over from me. When she's not available, I take over from her, or she's got too much on her plate, so I help her, and vice versa. So, yes, as I said, we have divided it, but it's also not divided. I don't know how it's super.
Now, in all of this,
I want to ask you a personal question. Who among the two of you is the bossy,
short-tempered, don't brook no nonsense type, and who is the chalo yaar, let off stay, main chup bai jate?
I'm not answering this question. I'm not answering.
Okay, guilty as charged. Well, I am the short-tempered one. I am the no-nonsense kind of person. I'm sure Mundra will agree. Yes?
Yeah. Well, I'll let me put it this way. I am not made for business. I'm a softie. I think with my heart. Ritika thinks with her heart and her head. My head doesn't come into it. I want to do everything for everybody all the time. And Ritika says, Mona, I know this is a social enterprise because it has a social bent, because you're helping people. But, it's a very important. Paid puja has to be done. I rest my kid. So, there is that always that.
So she does have a halo around her head. Is that what your question was? Excuse, I do have my horns coming out time and again. Very often, in fact.
So I'll tell you also why, See, she's a Punjabi, okay? And I'm a Bengali, and we Bengalis are quiet. He's stuffing, I want to sing songs, Rasgulla types and all that. And she's more the, mirchi, like she eats about 100 green chilies a day. And so, that's the differentiation between both of us.
Now, before we end, normally I have a rapid fire, quick fire, whatever you call it, pipeline questions. Since there are two of you, I'll change the format a little bit. You will be asking her pipe questions and vice versa.
Okay, so do you want us to do it one at a time? Or
one at a time is better.
One at a time. Oh, you remember to copy? I'm going to cheat? She's cheating. I'm not cheating. Okay, I'm going to go first because I'm the elder one.
Right.
Okay, my first question to you is, what do you like best about this job?
What do I like best about this job? Oh, meeting new people. The kind of love that now I get from all my clients and their children. Why not? I love it. All right, so what has been the biggest challenge for you as far as this job is concerned?
Oh my God, you want me to be honest? Getting a loan to start the business. I think that was a huge task. Ritika and I went from pillar to post, and we managed to get some seed money from family who have been our saviors in many ways, but we still needed to go and get a kind of bank loan, and so that is actually what got us off our feet, and I think that was one of the biggest challenges. Yeah. Good. Okay, so what do you dislike most?
Oh Lord, when we are not able to provide caretakers on time when people need them because of the shortage of caretakers, which not many people understand, and far-fetched expectations by some people. Oh my God, no names mentioned.
Yes, don't you dare. All right.
Right, so what has been your best experience as far as Elderaid is concerned?
My best experience? It would definitely be the couple that we looked after who have subsequently died. And the love that we have got not only from uncle and auntie, because they insisted that we call them uncle and auntie because it's usually ma'am and sir. And then after they left, the children, oh my God, they have just taken us into their lives, and they are talking about us all the time. And we don't want that kind of, adulation. That's not why we do it. But it just feels so lovely to know that we looked after their parents well enough for them to think this way about us.
I agree. We do miss them, don't we?
Oh God, it's awful. It's awful.
Right. Your third question.
Okay. What is the best thing about this job? Best.
It's the best thing about this job. Didn't I mention that it's like meeting new people?
No. That was what you like about it.
All right. Best thing. Being with like-minded people like you.
Oh, thank you.
Right? And learning so much from you, Mondira. Honestly, I've learned a lot from you.
Thank you.
And in fact, I've also learned a lot from our care managers. Believe you me when I say that. I'm a learner, so I love learning. And anything that can help me, I learn.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Okay. Now, are you ready for my question?
Okay.
What drives you absolutely bonkers as a city head of Curaçao Eldorado?
Having clients not understand how important our role is, and the kind of services that we provide, and constantly nitpicking about small little things like, why are you buying whole milk rather than toned milk, because toned milk is 15 rupees cheaper. God, that just drives me mad. So, yeah, that's what drives me mad.
Totally feel you.
Yeah.
Right. Next question.
What is the worst thing about this?
You just answered my question. That's the same. Okay. As I told you, far-fetched expectations, not able to understand or rather empathize with us. So where we are very empathetic towards other people, they do not, we don't have a magic wand. Right? Mondira and I, we would love to help everyone. But we don't have a magic wand, unfortunately. And therefore, there are some things that we are not able to fulfill, But we'll still try.
Yeah.
Clients and people just love you, Mona. What's the secret?
I've already mentioned that. It's because I think it's because I think with my heart, not my head, and that's a fight that you and I have all the time, because I'm not, as I said, business minded, but I think that's why.
Right. And also because you're a people person, and she's very giving and generous.
So bas.
Lot to learn from her.
Bas.
No, bas kyun? Axe. You can axe the question.
I have to axe you now. Okay. This is my fifth question, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My last question. What do you like most about working with me?
Didn't I just answer? I learned so much from you. Well, she's selfless. She just does, and she just loves people and helps them, regardless of what they are and who they are.
Why are you making me cry, man? This is not goosebumps.
Yeah, that's why I also love her, because she cries, right? Thank you very much. And yeah, but all in all, do we fight? Oh, of course, we have fight, and how. But do we get each other, understand each other? Yes. And what have I learned from that? That never let go of a person who is so loving and genuine. And that's Mona.
And you, baby. Why did I choose you to partner with me? That was out of all the people in this world. She's cheating.
Last one.
So the last question, Mona, are you ready? Okay? Fair.
So, okay, I'm
What do you look forward to every morning as a city head?
Oh my God. I look forward to coming to office, to spending time with you, and of course, the work that we do. Getting new clients, working with clients, spending time with them. Of late, we've been taking this one particular lady to the hospital. She's frightened to go alone. Her children are not here, so we've been, taking her up and down. So it's just my job. It's just everything that I do that I didn't have when I stopped working for the Richard Gere Foundation and HIV awareness. And for all those years where I had nothing to do and I felt worthless and, really, really useless. And suddenly, now for the past 3 years, it's been a fabulous ride.
Very fulfilling, I think. Yeah.
So the last 5 to 7, 8 minutes, whatever, have been highly entertaining.
Thank you.
Little emotional. I really enjoyed the last part. I'm not saying that I didn't love that part, but to be serious, you both, now this is a surprise for you. I think you are the drama circle, both of you. So I'm going to make a very weird request, and this is on the spot. Pick up any line from your favorite play that you have enacted and say it in English and follow it up in Hyderabad, because this is up in Hyderabad.
Don't talk rubbish, Giovanni. Baigan ke baatan na ko karo, yaro.
Okay, now I've decided, since it's been a very long time since I've acted, I'm going to sing for you the song my mother sang to my father because she left Hyderabad. And it goes something like this, I think. Charminar choda, beech diya tanga goda, tere liye doda doda, something like that. Are mehbooba, mehbooba, bana le mujhe dula, bana le mujhe dula.
If you guys can continue the Hyderabadi trend, would you like to leave a parting message for the audience about how they should treat their parents, old parents in Hyderabadi? You can?
Okay, we'll try. At least I'll try. देखो यारों, माँ बाप हैं तो उनका अच्छा ध्यान रखो जी. ओके, माँ बाप बोले तो खुदा के बाद जैसा होते वो लोग, वो अच्छा ख्याल रखो. तुम लोग भी माँ बाप बनते कल को तो कैसा होता फिर? तुम्हारा बच्चा लोग तुम्हारे को नहीं देखते तो माँ बाप बोले तो खुदा, तो जान से लगाओ उनको. ठीक है?
और अगर जान से नहीं लगा सकते, अगर आप छोड़ के चले गए तो एल्डरेड को बुला के अपनीच करते आपके लिए. करेक्ट?
हम एल्डरेड है ना.
Thank you so much.
You're
not done yet.
Okay.
I close with one particular line and I'll say it and you can repeat after me.
All right.
So I'll go first, you guys repeat. Whether I have grown up in this city or this city has grown up on me.
Whether I have grown up in this city or this city has grown up on me.
क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार आखिर अपन हैदराबाद.
यार आप अपन हैदराबादी.
Thank you.
Yes.